Okay, we're back.
Woo!
Kayla and I love talking about this stuff. So much of what we're experiencing together as friends, building this incredible business with a company that we adore. And also, we're really passionate about the education behind what we do. And there's a lot of it. And so we're like, what the heck? We're just going to go on these platforms and educate because neither of us knew this information before we were connected with MIG. And I think I can honestly say that for both of us, this information has changed our lives. So, you might have noticed my little title that said basically why your skincare is working against you and not for you. And there are very scientific reasons behind that, which we're going to explain here in just a few minutes. But before we get into that, I just wanted to share for a couple minutes a little bit of my own personal story and my own skincare journey that is so much more than skincare, but that has opened up this whole world for me. And then would love for Cayla to even share, a little bit about the transformation her daughter experienced specific to what we're talking about today. And then we'll get to the sciencey, nerdy part. But so a few years ago, after I had had my youngest daughter, Annie, my health actually completely tanked. I'd always been aware of autoimmune issues that I had, and had taken precautions like cut gluten out of my diet and tried to eat fairly healthy and exercise and all of that, but didn't realize kind of the extent of my autoimmune issues. And I remember talking to my doctor, and I literally remember where I was sitting in her office, well, in the patient room, and I was thinking, I feel miserable and I cannot take care of children. Like I was calling Bobby at 2 o'clock in the afternoon saying, you need to come home. You need to come take care of these kids because I cannot get off the couch. So that's some of my background with my health stuff. But I remember her asking me, what skincare, we had talked through so many things. I'd gotten a bunch of blood tests and had gotten some answers. But she looked me in the eye and she was like, what skincare have you been using? And I was like, oh, and at that point I was, using very, very good clinical skincare that worked. And I liked the way my skin looked. And I remember telling her what I was using, and she was like, Jody, you have got to cut that out of your life as fast as possible. And it had just never occurred to me to even do research or, that everyone was telling me, oh, no, it's safe, it's effective, it's fine. And really, all along, it was causing tremendous issues for me personally, just with hormone imbalance and adding to the toxic burden that was already happening. My body was already having a hard time functioning. And then you add in more toxic burden to that. But even at that point, even when I started to kind of pull back and started digging in and doing more of my research, I didn't fully understand what we're going to share today. And what I've learned since joining MIG Living has completely changed my life and has completely changed my health. And so, my ending of the story, as I'm sure you can imagine, is that I, a few years after that, got introduced to MIG through Cayla and was skeptical about natural products and specifically about the uniqueness of this skincare, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But I very hesitantly started using the products, was all about natural things, but started hesitantly using the products thinking, is this going to actually help my skin look as good as my skin looked with these other expensive clinical skincare products? And what I will tell you is a resounding yes. And there's many reasons for that. One of which we're going to talk about today. But I am so pleased. I actually turned 40 this year, and my skin has honestly never looked better. So, and my routine, my regimen is much more simple than it ever has been. Okay, do you want to share your story, because it's different but also similar?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, I just want to agree with the fact that I feel great in my skin at 42 years old. I know I feel like we should give a close up.
No
Um,
filters.
yeah, no filter. I personally, I not making any judgments, but personally, I've not done like any of the things that I'm supposed to do at this age as a woman. Med spas and I mean, I go to the dermatologist and like have spots checked. That's about it. I've never like done anything to my face. Um, Hydrofacials or these different things that like, I'm like, oh, am I supposed to be doing that stuff? I don't know. I've never done any of it, but I still feel great in my skin and I have no skin makeup on right now. I do have some mascara and some lips, but that's it. No skin makeup. So I love feeling confident in the skin that I have. So, okay, so a little bit of my journey or my family's journey, really. I have 3 kids, and my youngest kiddo was born with kind of the full allergy package, um, asthma, food allergies, and eczema, and all of those things. And so she has always struggled with skin that's dry, itchy, cracked, bleeding. She's had just kind of big wounds, honestly, on her skin that I've not been able to get to heal. And I'm talking like her whole life since being a baby. She's always had this. And I had tried, we'd been to dermatologists and allergists, and we'd cut gluten and dairy, preservatives, to the best of our ability. We do whole real food, dyes, all of that. Like we were doing what we could do. And we had tried all the different topical things. I'd bought stuff online. I'd bought stuff at stores. I had used stuff that my dermatologist and my allergist had referred me to use. And there were many things that helped a little bit if I was super consistent. And then but they never cleared her skin. And as soon as I would skip a day, or, we're traveling and we're out of routine and we just don't stay totally on top of it, it was just as bad as ever. And so I just felt stuck because I felt like no matter what we do, we just cannot get a handle on this dry, itchy, breaking, miserable skin. And so I initially was connected to MIG years ago, about 2.5 years ago, through my sister-in-law, and who knew Jamie personally. And so my sister-in-law, Sonia, connected me with Jamie and with some product. And honestly, I didn't even think, I had no hope that it would be any different than anything else because nothing had ever worked. So why would this be any different? And I remember hearing that it was that it was natural and clean and chemical free. And I remember specifically asking the question, well, how is this any different than fill in the blank? Big name company that has great marketing, and actually several big name companies with great marketing that say that their products are pure and natural. And again, I was kind of skeptical. How is this different? There's other companies that are doing natural products. Like, why would this be any different? And I remember reading, going to the websites of these different companies and going to Jamie's website and looking at the ingredient lists. And immediately I could see the difference. There were long lists of words I could never pronounce. And then there were very simple ingredients that I knew what they all were. Not only did I know what they were, but like I could eat them. Like they're like food-based, truly natural. It's like, oh, I know what that is. And so I saw just by looking, and I still have screenshots in my phone because I remember screenshotting those initially and being like, oh, this looks really different. And so I decided to try it and began to use it. And, there was no miracle overnight, anything. It was just a journey. But as we continued on our journey, I remember the day that I started running low on the product, and my little kiddos were getting out of the bath, and 2 of my 3 small kids looked at me and said, "Where's the special lotion?" And I remember it like hitting me that like small kids don't ask for lotion, like my small kids had never asked for a product before. And so I realized they must really like this. This must be helping them. And it hit me that her skin seemed so much better. and it wasn't perfect. And it's one of those things where you see, it gets a little bit better each day, so you don't really notice. But I remember it just kind of hit me one day that, wow, I think that her skin looks a lot better. And so I went back and looked at pictures that I had taken the days that it was really bad, the day that my sister-in-law connected me with Jamie. And I was absolutely blown away at how far we had come. And this was over, I don't know, probably 6 weeks or so. I was blown away at how far we had come and the difference that it had made. And again, this is on the heels of like, we'd already changed diet. We were addressing gut health. We were addressing all of the things holistically, really trying to support her body and care for it well and give it whole real food, stay away from allergens. And I just was honestly shocked at the difference that I saw. And I knew, because I had examined those labels and those ingredient lists, I knew that the ingredients were different. And I knew that it was different. The ingredients were different and our results were different, but I didn't totally understand why at that time.
Yeah. I was actually trying to figure out a way to grab the before and after pictures of your daughter, because they're so stark, the difference between when you took that first picture and then the most recent one.
Should I hold it up? Is that ridiculous?
No, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Hold on, give me just a second. Keep talking.
Yeah, so the thing that really that we've come to learn, and it's like, okay, and if you're a mom watching this, and let's say that your kid has skin issues, or you're someone that's trying to you're trying to like filter through all the options of skincare out there. One of the things that I've come to learn that is vitally important is to not just pay attention to the marketing or the labels that are on the front of your product, but to actually turn that product around. And I want you to go do this. Go look in your bathrooms, go look in your cabinets, and I want you to look at every personal care product that you use: lotion, serum, shampoo, conditioner, whatever it is, body butters. I used to use those. And I want you to go and notice what the first or second or third ingredient is. Does it contain water or aqua? If it does, your personal care products are actually working against your skin, dehydrating your skin. We're going to explain all this here in a second. They're actually working against your skin, doing the very thing that you are purchasing them, like doing the very opposite thing that you're purchasing them to do. I don't know if you can relate to this, but when I was in middle school, Bath and Body Works was like all the rage. Nothing against Bath and Body Works, but I would carry around that bottle of Sweet Pea lotion in my backpack. And I remember literally reapplying that every single class period. I go to my next class, my hands would feel kind of dry, I put more lotion on. And I didn't realize until the past couple years why that vicious cycle was happening. It would feel like your skin is just this, endlessly thirsty. Your skin is just endlessly thirsty. You can't put enough lotion. Not to mention the winter. I don't know who gets cracked, bleeding, dry. Like, you can't get the cracks to heal skin. I mean, if you live in the Midwest, you know exactly what I'm talking about when it's dry and cold for months. And it's like every time you wash your hands or you wash your dishes or you do laundry, it's like you cannot get those wounds to heal. Part of the problem is because the lotions that we are putting on our skin contain water. Okay, would you like to explain why water is the culprit?
Yeah, I will. But really quick, I'm going to just show these pictures because I just pulled it up on my phone. So these pictures, can you see that?
Yep.
So the picture on the left, is that the left?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, you can see the difference. So one of these is the before, like that was like her normal, and this was head to toe. These obviously are the backs of her legs. but that's what she looked like, head to toe, behind her ears, all the way down to her feet, her whole life until she was 2.5. And then the picture on the other side, the lighter skin, everything's backwards, so I can't tell what I'm doing. Uh-oh. You can see you can see the improvement. It's
Yeah.
not perfect, but you can see the improvement. And that picture I took the day that I realized, oh my gosh, this is so different. Um, and then I also have pictures. This one, this is shows more of kind of it around her whole body, how she was struggling. And then that bottom picture shows her new normal, which is clear skin.
Nothing.
Anyway,
Amazing.
I need to
So
like print them off so that I can hold them up instead of having
yeah,
to use my phone. But anyway, okay, why waterless? Why is this a big deal? Well, basic chemistry. This is something that nobody taught me until I started learning from Jamie and started learning from her knowledge and research as a master herbalist. She's done all kinds of research with herbs and botanicals and the way they impact the body, and essential oils, and naturopathic healing and Ayurvedic medicine, and all of like that's her background is knowledge in those things. And basic chemistry, water attracts water. Okay, we learned that in school, but what we didn't learn is that when you use a water-based lotion, the water in the product is actually attracting moisture from your cells to the water in the lotion, and water evaporates. So when the moisture, when you put moisture on your skin, and the water in that product, it evaporates, and it pulls the moisture from your cells to the skin's level, and then it evaporates. And therefore, it's not actually giving us what we need at a cellular level. And so we put on lotion, it feels really good, but 4 or 6 hours later, you're dry and itchy again because the water has drawn the water out of your cells. It's evaporated into the air, and it's not doing what we need it to do. So the incredible thing about using a waterless product is you want to get your hydration from water. Water is the only thing that hydrates. So when you see a lotion or a whatever that says like hydrating, it's not hydrating. What's hydrating is water. But what we want to do is we want to get our water from our water, not from our product. And so the way that we do that is take a shower, take a bath, wash your hands, wash your face. You get your water, your moisture from your water. And then what you want to do is while your skin is still damp, you want to lock that in with a product that is a humectant. A humectant locks that moisture in. A waterless product with a humectant in it locks that moisture in so that your skin can retain that hydration that it has received from the water from your bathing ritual or your face washing or your hand washing. And so the incredible thing about what Jamie has created with these MIG products, and honestly, why I believe it made such a difference for what we experienced with Brecken, is a product that doesn't contain water. We get our water from our water. We let that water really soak in. And then immediately before drying off, we lock it in with the humectant. All of our waterless lotions are made. One of the awesome secret ingredients is farm fresh raw beeswax. And that beeswax has incredible properties. There are so many benefits to beeswax. Anyway, there's a large number of incredible benefits to beeswax, and that is a humectant that locks that moisture in and keeps the skin nourished so that your skin can do what your skin is supposed to do. Our bodies are incredible, and they have been made in a way that they can actually heal themselves. And when we support them with the right things, the right ingredients and nutrients, whether it's the topical products we're putting on our skin or the foods we're eating, when we support our body with the right things, our body is freed up to heal itself and do what it was made to do and function at its best level. And it works the same for our skin that it does for our gut, that it does for our organs. And so equally as important to eating whole, real foods for our health on the inside, we also want to be using a topical product that is not sucking moisture out of our skin, but that's trapping that moisture in and actually giving us the nourishment that we need so that our skin is freed up to heal itself. And I think with my little girl, using this product, using this waterless lotion wasn't drying her out. And the different ingredients, the different botanicals and oils that are in it really were nourishing for her skin. And it helped the skin to calm. It helped the inflammation to go down. It helped the itch to go away. So she wasn't so uncomfortable. So she wasn't constantly itching. And then that allowed the skin to heal itself. And I will forever be blown away at the results that we've seen. And now it's been 2.5 years and she continues to do really, really well.
Yeah.
She's very prone to dry, itchy, cracked, bleeding skin. And if we go, to the snow or we go to the desert or we change climates a little bit, or if, she gets wet at the beach and then is sandy or whatever, it's definitely what she's prone to. But if we just keep on our routine and, get the hydration back from her water, and then lock it in, we have been able to avoid bad, flare-ups like we had for years and years and years.
Yeah, that's amazing. One of the other things I also wanted to say, because some of you might be watching this thinking, okay, well, if it's this obvious, I mean, like, duh, water attracts water. Our hydration has to come from water, but that should be from a source like our sink, not from a product. And it needs to be locked in with a humectant that is natural, like farm fresh beeswax. So the obvious question might be, well, why don't companies create waterless products? And I think that, obviously, I don't know all the inner workings of every company out there, but something interesting that we've been taught is that it is very difficult to, well, first of all, you can't make a product that has water as the first or second ingredient and not also include some sort of preservative or stabilizer. And although there are cleaner versions of preservatives and stabilizers out there, one, they are very expensive, and two, they are synthetic. And so, once again, it's something that you're putting onto your skin that is absorbing into your bloodstream that your body then has to figure out how to process out. And although we cannot completely avoid toxins 100% of the time, all day, every day, because we just live in a world where there are toxins everywhere, we do have control over what kind of burden we are adding to our own bodies. And this is just one of those things, with my health issues, with your daughter's skin issues, with, so many things that our bodies, which have been designed to work in a way to process out the bad and the unuseful and to absorb the good and the nutritious. This is one of those things that is such an easy switch. It's like, if there's an option out there that is an easy switch that will help to eliminate more toxic burden, why wouldn't we choose this? And also from the skin, my last thought just about this piece, in skincare, because, I was in the clinical skincare world for many years, the biggest thing that was talked about, honestly, was hydration. That was the thing that everybody wanted. And the best-selling products were the ones that promised to restore that hydration to the skin. And there's a lot of benefits to hydration. I mean, it brings back our glow, kind of that lackluster look that we can have on our skin. Our skin tends to dull. Wrinkles, which we embrace wrinkles. Wrinkles are a natural process and part of aging. But we also want to be able to embrace our skin to be at its optimal, whatever stage of life you're in, for our skin to be functioning optimally. And so if you had a way to add true hydration some of the natural benefits of that are your skin is going to get that glow back. Your skin is, it's going to fight in the anti-aging process, not to make, someone who is 50 look 21, but someone who is 50 or someone who is 40 or someone who's starting to develop those wisdom lines to really get back true health in their skin. And we have literally seen this happen and transform person after person, like not even just women. I know the skincare market is so geared towards women, but women and men, to be able to have skin that they feel so confident in. And that's the big thing. We have person after person that is like, I literally felt like I could not leave my house without makeup. And now I feel confident leaving my house without makeup. I don't feel like, nothing wrong with makeup. Makeup's amazing. It's fun. If you love makeup, it's awesome. It is an art. But I think there are many people, and maybe you're one of them, who is like, I don't feel confident in going out in public without having to put makeup on. We want to eliminate that for you. We want to just eliminate that.
And I think it goes beyond just, appearance in the sense of eliminating wrinkles or signs of aging, but also we've seen it really change lives for people who struggle with like significant hormonal breakout skin or dry, itchy skin. I have a few friends who postpartum have dealt with really dry, flaky skin that's itchy and uncomfortable. So then it's not just about the appearance, which that's important. We want to feel good and feel confident, but also we don't want to be miserable. We don't want to be itchy and dry and scratching, and we don't want to have to deal with, the breakouts. If there are, and of course there are deeper things going on with gut health and our hormones, and there's all kinds of things that impact our skin. And we're not doctors, we're not addressing the medical side of this, but just saying that there are natural options that are designed to support your body's natural healing process that you can use to help with the things that we do have control over. Like Jody was saying, it's like there's so many things that we don't have control over, so many toxins we're exposed to that we don't have control over. If we have a great option that can help us, like my little girl, experience some freedom from the things that keep us uncomfortable, then heck, why not do that? So it's both. It's like we want to feel like we look good, but we also want to just feel good and want to feel comfortable. And I mean, as you started out, the skincare you were using was impacting your internal health and throwing off your hormones. And
absolutely.
So having a natural, like, it's not just about now I feel like I can go out without makeup on, which I do. I don't ever wear foundation or anything on my skin at 42 years old. But also just being a healthy person inside and out, and not creating any unnecessary problems by using chemicals that aren't necessary.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, so wherever you're watching this, we're streaming to multiple platforms because we're so technologically advanced.
Very trying to grow. This is evidence of personal growth.
That's right. We value education. We value empowering the consumer. I feel empowered as a consumer, even knowing that this is an option, having a waterless skincare regimen. And so if this is new for you, or if this is something that intrigues you, or if you can resonate with either of our stories, we would love to talk to you and introduce you to a different way. And, this is just one piece of what we offer at MIG Living. We have so much geared towards helping the body heal naturally. And so we would love, whether it's samples, whether it's something that you want to try for yourself. Maybe you've never heard of this before. Please reach out, please comment, please. Our inboxes are always open. We would love to help you get started. And I think that you will be surprised at this whole world of waterless skincare, the changes that you will experience.
Totally. One last little quick benefit to waterless skincare is when you buy, think about this, when you buy a lotion from the store and the first ingredient is water, how much of that bottle are you paying for that's actually just water? And what percentage of that bottle and what you're paying for is the actual product? Think about that for a second. When you buy a waterless product, you're getting a super concentrated product that lasts a long time. And what you're actually paying for is the product that's going to work, because you're going to get your water from your shower and that's free. And you're going to get, that is going to lock that that's going to put the moisture in your cells. And then you're going to lock it in with the waterless product. So that's really concentrated. It lasts a long time. And I love knowing that I'm not going to spend whatever I would spend on a big bottle of lotion that's mostly water.
Yeah. Yes.
So.
And you won't be like 7th grade Jody, who had to literally carry around a bottle of lotion all day, every day, just to feel like my hands were hydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. All right. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it and hope you learned something.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back probably next week.
Yep, we'll be back.
Woo. All right. Bye.
Bye.